And what's good, YouTube world? What's good, world? It's your boy Mastermind, man, and this is the weekend drop. Listen, man, we got a lot popping off in gaming. A lot I want to come in and discuss. We got Nintendo, new zombies. There's a lot of stuff. The state of play, it was not what I was thinking, but listen, man, we're gonna hop right in, man. First thing I'm gonna be talking about is the zombies. We got a new zombies map dropping the 15th. If I'm not mistaken, by the time you see this, hey, get ready to rock and roll. This new zombie content kind of puts you in the mind of transit a little bit because of the subway trains or whatnot. So that's pretty cool. But the thing is, seeing the cutscene, I seen, you know what I'm saying, they was all like grouped together and it was a bunch of the bad guys or something was going on. I was like, wait a minute, I remember that character from the season 3. Remember that character from like season 2. What's going on here? And plus, we got Mule Kit is returning back to zombies. That's something very exciting to see. We're always begging for that. We finally got it. We got new zombie bosses that's going to be in here. It's going to be a sight. So, for these, swing on over to the Call of Duty podcast. I'm going to try to save my thoughts for this. But for those that don't know, man, it's a lot of stuff in zombies that we was asking for, like Mule Kit. It's going to be pretty dope because Outbreak, they'll continue to work on that and add on things with Outbreak. That's one. And the other thing is the fact that the bosses are like much more stronger now and they're introduce some new bosses. Pretty dope. And the freaking armor guy, we get to fight him now. So it's a lot of new stuff they're adding on for zombies, dropping on the 15th. Now listen, the main event of the show, freaking Nintendo. Listen, check out the last segment of the podcast where I do a deep dive into talking about Nintendo. Not necessarily the bad things, the good and the bad. But this new OLED console, let me tell you how I feel about it. Nintendo, what are you doing? The whole little stand thing fit back, it's adjustable, cool. The screen is much more brighter, peaks, better sound, cool. Is it worth how much that shit is? Like $3.99? Nintendo, we don't want no Pro. We want a new console, okay? Because I see what they're targeting more of a handheld audience, which is all handy dandy and fine. That's cool and all. But you just dropped, you're wasting money on hardware that is not even a big upgrade. And you want us to spend, I think it's like $300-$400 for this thing? Like, no, bro, we don't want that. Switch been out since what, 2017? And we're now in the age of next gen consoles where PS5 and the new Xbox is already dominating. You come out to bring us this? Bro, we want a new console, period. Alright? So y'all know how I feel about this, man. But I already told you, man, this new thing what Nintendo is doing, yeah, the graphics may look a little bit better. I heard they did something with the GPU in it, and it's like overclocked just a little bit. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not nothing that that's just like, oh, it's attractive, it's calling my attention, it's gonna make me go out and buy. There's nothing really exciting about this console. And remember I talked about being excited or just really having the hype around your game. Nintendo ain't got that for this one, man. And this whole OLED thing is cool and all, man, but oh man, y'all dropped the ball with this one. Really? We don't want that. I'm gonna move on, man, because I get a little passionate about it a lot of times. And what's good, sponsors? What? Oh, you can just leave that alone. Wave at the fans. But it's a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, with Nintendo, man. Y'all know how I feel about it, man. I ain't gonna get too deep into it. But we're gonna move on and talk about this Last of Us coming to HBO. Look, we got 10 episodes of Last of Us dropping on HBO. That's pretty exciting because y'all know how I feel about Last of Us game, and it was a great game of the year. Now that it's coming to HBO, it's like, alright, we gonna really see the turnaround because games used to have these movies and shows and they were like, man, it's whack. Now we're in a time to where movies and games with the shows, they're turning these things into shows and movies and they're actually doing better. So to see how this new Last of Us on HBO, 10 episodes, one season right now, to see how it's going to go, I'm pretty excited for it. Because we got Witcher's season 2 returning on Netflix. And hey, look, Witcher was a great game. They did a good job with Witcher's on Netflix, season 1. So, to see season 2 come back is like, yo, that's good. Because in the gaming world, we got other shows. We got other games that's coming to TV shows and movies or whatnot. Castlevania did really good on Netflix, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty pumped to see Last of Us, and especially how HBO gonna handle the thing, what they gonna do with it. Pretty excited to see what they're gonna do, how they gonna swing with the thing, man. Hopefully it be really good to where we can get multiple seasons of Last of Us, and who knows, we may get some more stuff, even like a Spider-Man or maybe Uncharted. Are they still working on that? Something else though. But the PlayStation State of Play, I want to speak about that for a little bit. And I wasn't expecting too much, you know what I'm saying? But the thing was like, y'all changed my mind. Y'all changed my mind on a few games, and one of those few games is Deathloop. At first, I wasn't really a big fan of that game, but after seeing it at the State of Play, was like, okay, this game actually looks pretty fun. So, you know what I'm saying? The fact that every time you play, something changes and the difficulty is a little bit changed up. I'm excited to see that, what they're going to do with it. I still got a little fear of the whole being in first person point of view with Deathloop. And I'm like, I kind of don't like that. But, what the hell? It's kind of like Call of Duty, just a little bit more slower. So, those fears are easily overcome. But definitely changed my opinion about that game. I kind of want to play it now after seeing actual gameplay footage of it. And I'm like, yo, this joint here is looking pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. There's something else on that board. And there's something else I wanted to say on that board. It was a freaking cat game. It's like a mouse or a cat game. It's called Mouse 2. It's a VR game. Hey, I don't know what that game is going to be doing, but it kind of puts you in the mind of Little Big Planet. When I first seen it, I was like, yo, I definitely play that. It's like Little Big Planet. It looks a little bit like Little Big Planet. And for the fact it's in VR, and it's like, whoa, this whole little world is in VR. What are they going to do about it? What's going on? What's the main story? I don't know, but it looks pretty cool. And I was a really big fan of Little Big Planet. And that's what it kind of reminded me of. There was another game on there, was Lost Judgment. That was another one. Was like, whoa, PlayStation, what is this? What is this? That game looks amazing. Like, the details on that game. It's like, wait a minute now. I didn't hear anything about this game. I wasn't expecting this. I say all this to say that I wasn't expecting a lot from State of the Play. But, like I said, you changed my opinion on some of the games. And after seeing that game, The Lost Judgment, was like, yo, okay, not bad. This is really actually not bad. Usually PlayStation State of Plays tend to kind of get a little bit like Nintendo tree houses. Nintendo treehouse. Some of Nintendo events be like, yo, y'all can keep that, man, and just keep that. Y'all could have kept that. And sometimes some of the PlayStation State of Play events be like, yo, what? We was expecting this. We was expecting that. But lately, the last two was pretty dope. So, and this one was pretty dope. Excited to see more. I already talked about Deathloop. The Death Stranded. That was another game that was on the State of Play. And see, again, changing my opinion on these games. Death Stranded is one of those games to where it was like, okay, I feel like a delivery Uber man here on this game or something. What's going on here? But then after seeing this whole director's cut on the PS5 version, and it's completely remastered for the PS5 version, I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute now, I got this game over there, but I kind of totally stopped playing it because I didn't really know what's going on. It's a little boring at times, and it takes you have to really put in time in the game to even get a gun. I'm like, yo, I can't fight no freaking alien creatures without a gun. Yo, they got new guns, new little vehicles. You can even create a little racetrack around the freaking map. The game already looked gorgeous. That was the main reason of me getting the game, because the game looked gorgeous, and the mere fact that they remastered it for the PS5, the game looks astonishing on the PS4. You mean to tell me you kind of redid some of the stuff for the PS5 to look even better? Then you added some Metal Gear Solid stuff into the game? Changing my opinion on games, and this state of play was the first state of play to kind of like really, whoa, replays this again. Let me see it again. Because before, a lot of the state of plays, I'd be sitting up there like, man, wait a minute, man. PlayStation, Nintendo sometimes too. What are you doing? We want more. We want this. But this one was like, yo, for real? Okay. Like, I was pretty excited for this one. And the fact that they're reintroducing these games for the PS5 is bringing more life into these games is already great. Death Stranding was a great game for PS4. It did its thing when it first came out. But I think a lot of people kind of felt like, you know what I'm saying, we was expecting more out of this game. But, again, re-releasing it for the PS5 with new stuff and new things to do, new objectives or even little mini games or whatever, that's great to see, and that re-hypes the game back up. Like I said, my biggest thing on the game was the graphics. The graphics look even better for the PS5. So that alone is like, that revamped up the hype for that game. So I was really excited to see that game. And we're all still up in air like, yo, Hideo Kojima, so you giving us this director's cut on PS5 for this game or whatever. Are we going to get these rumors of Metal Gear Solid for PlayStation 5? What game do you have coming out for Xbox? And is the game that you're going to drop for Xbox, is it going to actually be an Xbox exclusive? Man. I'm telling y'all, we're already getting director's cut of the Death Stranded. And remember, Ghost of Tsushima director's cut is coming out again. Another example of a great game on PS4 being reintroduced with PS5 with better graphics and more stuff to do in the game. You're rehyping these games up that was already great, which again makes Sony PlayStation 5 a great console. So, seeing the fact that we're getting director's cut on Death Stranded, possibly a new Metal Gear Solid or a remastered Metal Gear Solid later on down the road, I'm just saying, man, from August to December, it's going to be a great time for PlayStation. We're getting Ghost of Tsushima director's cut. That's August. September, that's Death Stranded director's cut. We getting Horizon Zero Forbidden West. I think that's like November or October. We may get more news, because remember, there's more stuff that's happening in September also. We may get more news, probably a glimpse of the God of War. We know we're not getting it this year, but we may get like a little preview, a little glimpse of that around November or sometime. We still haven't heard anything about Gran Turismo. We still haven't heard anything else about the VR tech, which is dropping probably next year. So PlayStation is real busy. Oh, it's another game that's on the board. I got a board over here. Shout out to my assistant over here. She's a really big help to the team. I got something on the board over here. Arcade German. Yo, y'all running out of names with these games. The game look cool, but the pronunciation is like Armageddon, but it's like Arcade-a-getting. That's a crazy name, yo. But it's a new IP for PlayStation, and it's a third-person shooter. And it's like a paintball. I'm sorry, not a paintball, but you get to play with random weapons or whatever in the game. And it looks pretty fun. Again, another game they showed at State of Play. So with that being said, yo, PlayStation is real busy. They real busy. And State of the Play, we got another one coming up later on this year. Yeah, at the end of this year. So PlayStation is looking real busy. They got a lot of stuff going on. I'm highly disappointed in Nintendo. Highly. If Team wasn't here, I would probably really break stuff down to you and go in deep into depth with it. You're telling me to go ahead into depth. I'll go ahead and go into depth with it. Listen, Nintendo, man, bruh, y'all have the opportunity at this point in gaming, because we're reliving in a golden age. Y'all have the opportunity not just to better your marketing or anything, but to really wreak havoc and catch the attention of gamers. Now, this Switch is cool, but it's not a new console. We have to see this new Legend of Zelda that you're dropping. Your games is there. The new Pokemon is there. New Legend of Zelda, new Metroid. Like, you're giving us these history with these characters and these games. Now, for those that probably just now jumping in over at IG or over here at YouTube or whatever else, like, man, he's going in on Nintendo. You got to listen to the previous podcasts to understand my rant about Nintendo, because I spoke about networking and some other stuff what Nintendo need to do on the new console. You feel what I'm saying? And think future things they need to do. Some of this stuff is coming true. They started to work on the network. They're starting to work, you know what I'm saying, do better on certain things with rated M for mature games, third-party games. You know what I'm saying? Utilizing their characters. They're getting better with some stuff. They're correcting on the mistakes. But this new Nintendo Switch Pro, I don't understand that for the life of me. The graphics is a little bit better, but not nothing next gen. The biggest thing out of it, shout out to IGN, they did like a little review on it or whatnot. The little stand on it, I can see that being like a really big deal. They added an Ethernet connection in the back of the docking base station. Good. Bigger screen, of course. Resolution on the screen. Good. Dock up to the TV. It's not 4K. Not good. But other than that, you have the opportunity to really double down on a lot of stuff in gaming, and this is the perfect opportunity. Nintendo, y'all have been great at innovation of technology. This was the perfect time for you to really jump in, because if you 2 years from now or a year later on, you decide to hop into we're working on a new console. Well, you're doing the same mistake that Xbox did when they dropped their whole Xbox X before the Series X that's out now. You remember when Xbox dropped the whole X series? The whole little X. That was like the mid-range update or mid-range upgrade for a console. You did the same thing these guys did. That was a slight mistake on Xbox, but they immediately capitalized off that. But Nintendo, you can't afford to drop that ball and make that mistake like that. You should have went on and dropped the new console, showed Legend of Zelda playing on it, running in 4K, at least close to 4K. Y'all working with NVIDIA. NVIDIA doing a good job as some new technology that they already working on. You feel what I'm saying? So, come on, bruh. Drop Legend of Zelda at launch. You feel what I'm saying? Show us this gameplay running on the new console, not a half upgrade, because that's what this is, a half upgrade. Have Legend of Zelda running on it. Have that running at launch. Launch that with the new console. Show us that your network and your chat room capabilities, communities is all intact and that's running good. Crossplay, man. Better at that. Give us Call of Duty games, and you're going to focus on handheld. Have a television based game. Keep it digital to however you want to do it, but have it to where you guys are good at innovation technology. Have it to where we can still play our new console on our Switch from anywhere in the world, but we come home, we're playing a better game. Come on, Nintendo. Y'all got the opportunity and to really do some stuff, man, and really change some things, man, and they dropped the ball on that. But I just dialed it down there. I appreciate y'all, Nintendo, for coming out with a better Switch, but this is just the wrong time. Or at least I'll say this. Drop the prices on that joint. because it ain't a big upgrade. Why raise the price on it? I understand, because now you got Switch Lite, and you got Switch Pro. Switch Lite was a disaster. Like, why did you make that? So now you got this Pro that's coming out, and you raise the price on it, bro. You wasting money. You could have took that same money that y'all wasting on this Pro for a new console, like with AR tech, mixed reality, VR. Yeah, it's a lot of things that Nintendo could have been focusing on and could have doubled down on for a new console, but they decided to drop a half-ass upgrade and raise the price. Get out of here, man. We moving on, man. What else we got over here? I think that's honestly that was really about it. That was really about it, man. Look, y'all be sure to follow me, TikTok, Twitter, IG at Master23Mind. Shout out to the IG world. We're gonna start going live here at the gaming IG page, Mastermind RG TV, YouTube. Follow me there. What's up, YouTube world over here? We got like 3 cameras up, so we're just trying to get used to everything. But yeah, man, I'm highly disappointed. Oh, shout out to the homie. I see you, bro. I don't know if he's still in the lobby, but I was actually playing Call of Duty with him the other day. Shout out to the homie, man. Thinking of Call of Duty, shout out to the homie Hip Hop Gamer. That was a completely surprise of today. Like, yo, the homie went live and he said, yo, I'm playing Call of Duty. Like, wait a minute, Hip Hop Gamer don't never play Call of Duty for real. He's playing Call of Duty. Yo, get down to get down. He was trying to get down, so we got down. And we lost one game, we won one. So, hey, anytime he ready to get down to some Call of Duty or any game, I'm all there for it. Shout out to Hip Hop Game, a big fan of his. So, that was pretty pumped. That actually made my day. But just thinking about this Nintendo, it angers me, man. And it saddens me. Because I'm a big Nintendo fan. I love Legend of Zelda. I love Metroid. I love the characters that Nintendo has to offer. I love this Super Smash Brothers. I love the fact that y'all go in and reach for different characters or whatnot. I'm excited to see who y'all gonna have as your final character in the game. You know what I'm saying? But to see a missed opportunity like that, when now is the time to where like, yo, technology is fucking booming, the graphics in games, like look at what we on camera now, so you can see the controller. Look at what PlayStation has done, yo. Like, Nintendo, y'all could do some stuff in the controller. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all can, it's numerous of things Nintendo could have done. And I point all these things out, and I'm so heavy on Nintendo because Nintendo is the leaders of innovation and technology. A lot of this shit that Xbox do or PlayStation do, Nintendo done it first. So this was the time for Nintendo to give us something new, groundbreaking, and the opportunity to show us a wow-less moment. I was expecting that, and I'm still expecting that because Nintendos are the leaders at giving us that wow moment. It's all cool though. Hit that dismiss on that thing. Oh, it went away. Don't worry. But just a little bit sad at IG about that, man. Anchor World, y'all be sure to check out the podcast. IG, y'all be sure to check out the podcast. Real Gamer. We're on all platforms. We everywhere. Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts. Rate it. So subscribe, sub, everything. I think that's about it, man. Oh, Deathloop. I already talked about Deathloop. I'm changed my mind on that. Changed my mind on Deathloop. It was so much I wanted to come in here and speak about. We actually like a couple days behind on the podcast. We usually do an episode every Tuesdays and Thursday coming in here. But it's been a lot. I've been trying to save up for it. Oh, something else I heard on Twitter. They was speaking about an Assassin's Creed, open live world of Assassin's Creed. Don't really know how that's gonna be. Oh wait, I just remembered. Don't really know how Assassin's Creed gonna be, but it'll be pretty dope. I'm excited for it, but don't really know how it's gonna be. This Grand Theft Auto. Oh man. So we might not be getting a Grand Theft Anchor. I got time. Let me check my Anchor time. 1 second, world. We might not be getting a new Grand Theft Auto for quite a long time, y'all. It's 2021. We might not be getting a new Grand Theft Auto maybe 2026, 2025. PS6 will probably just be coming out by the time we get a new Grand Theft Auto. Rockstar, what are you doing? Everybody has been highly anticipated for Grand Theft Auto 6. When that game drop, it will be the number one streaming game for at least 10, 15 years after it comes out. The Grand Theft Auto 5 that's out now is literally older than kids now. Like, it's been out since PS3 and it's still relevant and top ranked in streaming games to now. So go back to PS3. When was PS3? 2013? It's 2021. That same Grand Theft Auto is still out. Top 3 streaming on YouTube and Twitch. I'll say Twitch. Crazy, man. And the fact that we might not be getting another one until maybe like 2025 or 2026. Like, these guys have been working on this game for at least 10, 15 years. And it's the most highly anticipated game. So it's like waiting for something so long, and then when you finally get it, it's just garbage. I just hope it's not garbage. I'm sure it's not going to be garbage, because in mere fact, it's going to be to where it's like 3 different Grand Theft Autos where we'll be able to travel from Miami, that's Vice City, to Los Santos, which is LA, that's San Andreas. And they said they may give us like a third area, which is maybe New York, like Liberty City in New York or whatnot. That's Grand Theft Auto 3. So we may get like an updated time of Vice City, which is Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, and San Andreas, like modern time. If they could pull that off, all 3 worlds, that's perfect. That's perfect, because my overall vision of it is the entire 50 states. Go ahead and drop that like 2040. But I guarantee you, in the future of gaming, we're going to be able to experience worlds to where they're really, really big. Not just sandbox worlds anymore. And when this new Grand Theft Auto come out, it's going to be one of those games to where it's not just going to be a sandbox game. It's going to be bigger than maybe all of the Grand Theft Autos combined. So I don't mind them taking their time working on the game. Take whatever time you need to work on the game, to drop, do whatever you need to do. Because this next Grand Theft Auto, I believe it's going to be the biggest game of all time. And the Grand Theft Auto that come after that is going to be even bigger than that. So my 3 highly anticipated games for the next 3 years, I'm going to say God of War, Grand Theft Auto 6, and possibly this new GoldenEye Perfect Dark game. Forgot about that. Another 2 of my favorite games. But that's going to be dope. We'll be back for more. This is the Weekend Drop. Stay tuned for more podcasts and more live shows on IG. Shout out to the IG world. We're going to be going live a lot more there. And game on, people. And we'll be back for more.